Hey guys, thanks for joining me again. It's been so great to hear from so many of you with the last couple of classes. I really hope to keep on doing a free class for you guys weekly. Also, Sarvam Yoga will be starting interactive Zoom classes soon with myself and a few of the other main teachers. I really hope that when that gets started, I'll get to see more of you as well, practice live. In the interim though, of course, any questions or any comments you have, feel free to reach out. Your feedback on these sessions is really what motivates me to keep on going. And also it's just so nice to hear from you. I miss seeing you all at the Shala and practicing next to you. So today, once again, nothing hugely complex, just a really fun flow, a couple of more advanced backbends as well. But as with anything, just go at your own pace. If it doesn't feel right, then it's not right for you. Number one rule of yoga. At any point, child's pose, get a drink, put on some music, have some fun. Let's get started in downward facing dog. All right, in downward facing dog, it's a really nice way just to start your own warm up depending on what you need. So maybe rocking back and forth, working into the wrists and into the ankles. Also the shoulder and the core start warming up in this. Maybe sinking the hips from side to side, feeling if you're tight in there. You can also walk the feet off the mat. Anything goes. And you can also start to engage your breath in and out throughout the nose. There's the Ujjayi breath. You can always try to come back to it at any point. Slowly in and out, relaxing the mind and the body. All right, let's get started. Lift the right leg up nice and high. As you lift the right leg up, notice that you're probably lifting your right hip up as well. So try to pull it in and then start to sort of pulse up a little bit from the inside of your thigh. And at the same time, after you've got hold of that, just drop the left ankle a little bit. Heel doesn't have to touch the ground, especially if you're tight in the hamstrings. A couple more beats. All right, bend the knee and then just start to circle the leg open clockwise and then the other way, pressing the hands strongly into the mat. And then when you're ready, open the knee up, really circle it up. This time you can let your hip come right up and open. And then just swing the leg around and step the right foot on the outside of the right hand. And with both hands underneath the shoulders, drop the knees a little bit. Let's start off with a little bit of a dynamic lizard kind of dips. So press the ground away from you. Really feel like you're lifting up those hips as high as you can. And then drop down. Press away and come down. Pull the chest through as you come down. And press away. Feel the shoulders dome. Drop the head. And come down. And press down. Warming up the hands here too. So really press the hands into the mat. Feel the fingertips. And down. One more. Press away. Really pull the belly in. Try and get high. Drop the head. Press, press, press. All right. Bring the knee down. From here, in your lizard lunge, so you can take a twist here. So just bring the right hand back, kick the leg up. Maybe the two connect, maybe they don't. If they don't connect, you can always just reach for it. Doesn't really matter. Open up the shoulders here. You can kick the foot away from you as well. Any version here works. Work out what works for you. All right, drop the foot. Don't slingshot it down, just let it drop easily. Hands underneath shoulders. Dig the back toe in, step back to plank, hold it here. All right, now we're in plank. Body starts to warm up. So tuck the tailbone in. I often see planks kind of like that. It really hurts the lower back, so make sure you're not doing it like that. Shift the weight forward and then slowly lower down for a count of 3, 2, 1. From here, come up to Cobra Pose. So keep the elbows bent, roll the shoulders back, neck nice and long. Inhale. And then back through Child's Pose. Any kinks in the lower back will feel good in a Child's Pose. And then back to Downward Facing Dog. Once again, move in a way that feels good for you. All right, so left leg comes up. Notice once again how you've probably opened your hip up to pull your leg high up to the sky. It's a really awesome way to open up your leg, but just for now, just to observe how it feels to drop the left hip and then pull from the inner thigh. And then at the same time, drop the right ankle, drop right heel just a little bit closer towards the ground. Considerably more difficult. Your leg's probably not anywhere near as high unless you're super flexy, but that's okay. Think about how it feels rather than how it looks. And just maybe start to beat a little bit, same thing. Bit of dynamic opening. Feeling this all through my body. All right, when the knee starts to circle it out. Just feel the hip opening here. And then the other way. Then when you're ready, open the knee up towards the ceiling. This time do open the hip up. All right, but it doesn't really matter where your chest goes. And then slowly, see if you can then step the left foot on the outside of the left hand. Let's do the same thing. Drop the knee, then press the ground away. Drop the knee, pull the chest forward. So it's like you're doing an upward facing dog or a cobra. And then press, come through, inhale. And then exhale. Inhale. As you exhale, how high can you come on your back toes? Really pull the ground away. Inhale. And then exhale. One more for fun. Inhale. And then exhale. All right, drop the knee. From here, once again, just find a lizard that works for you. You can always, if lizard's really difficult for you, you can always come up on blocks. Right? A lot of people also quite quickly come down to their forearms. Maybe just see how it feels just on your hands for right now. Once again. All right, so if you kick your foot up and you find that you're not able to grab your ankle, no worries. You can still actually get a really great twist here. So really activate from the spine. Let the hands start to reach back. But more than anything, open up throughout the chest. You can let your knee come out a little bit too. But watch for any pain in the knee. It's not worth it. All right, hand comes down. Step back to plank. Everybody's favorite. In your plank, maybe even for added fun, just move the wrists a little bit. And then when you're ready, shift forward the weight. Look forward as you come down slowly. Same thing. Cobra, pull the chest back. Really feel like you're dragging your hands back. Activate the hands. And then back through child's pose. And then tuck the feet, downward facing dog. Okay, from here, take your way to the top of the mat. If you want to do a couple of bunny hops, go for it. If you're wondering what the hell a bunny hop is, it's just jumping with both feet into some version of maybe a handstand, maybe not. Inhale, lift up the chest. If you're still taking your time to get the front of the mat, no worries, take your time. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Push the feet into the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, expand the chest forward. Exhale, forward fold. Grab opposing elbows. Rock from side to side. As you're upside down here, try and just relax your face. It's kind of amazing when you get that cue. Very often you realize how much you are tensing your face. And drop the hands down. When you're ready, just sweep up. Reach the fingertips up. Push the hips forward. And then come to Salutation. All right, let's get started in just a second. So do whatever you need to do to get ready for the rest of the practice. And maybe just take a bit of time. Like I always encourage you guys just to, a lot of people like to do intentions. They like to just get back to the breath and Salutation. I also really like to encourage all my students just to take a moment to feel proud of themselves. Yoga is about a lot of things, and it's many different things to many people. But for me, one of the things is just showing up and just trying. That's one of the most important things. And during this time, I know for some of you, it might feel like you have more time to do things. Like yoga doesn't make it any easier though. So
Don't beat yourself up if you feel like you've done less yoga than usual or anything. Any effort at this point in time, just feel good about it rather than attach anything negative to anything you have or haven't done. Life's hard enough as it is right now. Take a breath in and a breath out. Breath in and a breath out. One more. Feel the breath expand the middle of the back. Then exhale out. Bring the hands down by the side. Blink the eyes open. Have fun, everybody. Sun Salutation A. Inhale, bring the hands up. Reach the fingertips. Exhale, forward fold. Fold into that space you create. Halfway lift. Don't rush in this. Lift the chest up. Feel the weight shift forward. Plant the hands. Step back to a plank position. We're going to lower all the way down to the mat. Look forward as you lower down. From here, Shavasana. Lift up the hands, lift up the legs. Try not to crank the neck. Bring the hands down. Press back up, downward facing dog. So any modification in Vinyasa is totally cool with me. Do your thing. But try to see if you can, and depending on how you feel, but try to see if you can get some form of strengthening posture in a plank position. So whether that's full chaturanga or lowering yourself down or knees, chest, chin. And some kind of back bend. So whether that be Cobra or upward facing dog or Shavasana, they will really help you set up for a practice. Come up high on the toes, soften the knees, step up, right foot followed by left, big toes together, lift the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press the hands up towards the ceiling. Then let's come straight back down, but don't rush. Take your time to fold into yourself. Halfway lift. Plant the hands once again. Feet come back. Shoulders as strong as you lower down all the way. Let's do that Shavasana again. Inhale, expand. Lift the legs. Exhale, push back. Downward facing dog. Breathing in for one. Breathing out. Breathing in for two. Breathing out. Try and find stillness as you breathe in for three and you breathe out. Keep that stillness. Breathe in for four and breathe out. High up on the toes, soften the knees, step forward, right foot followed by left. Lift and expand. Feel the weight shift into your big toes. Exhale, forward fold, suck in the belly, forward into the middle line. Inhale, lift up through the middle line. Feel it from your toes to your navel, all the way up to your fingertips. And then exhale, come straight back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Prepare your step jump or maybe even handstand back, your choice. Look forward on your chaturanga though. Upward facing dog. Thighs are firm off the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing here. If you want to start handstanding forward and back, go for it and do your thing. Maybe get any breakable items in your house out of the way first. But I'm not going to cue handstand actually at any point today in class, so get it in at any point if you want to. Look between the hands. If you're jumping forward, try to make it slow motion. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up. Straight back down, don't rush. Feel the fold. Halfway lift, expand the chest. Weight shifts forward. Your way back. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Remember, child's pose at any point is really good. You just drop the knees and keep the forward fold. All right, feel the fingertips as you shift the weight forward a little bit, bend the knees, step, jump, float, your choice. I'm gonna step, halfway lift, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach all the way up. This time hands by the side, Samasthiti here. Reset yourself, maybe fix your hair if you need to. Press the hips forward, open the fingers, open the palms. You've arrived to your practice, right? Try to enjoy the rest of it. Sit on your chair, Utkatasana, chair pose. Try to enjoy it, and I say Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step, jump, float back, your choice. If you're going chaturanga, only halfway. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Modification. Step the right foot in between the hands, drop the left knee. Inhale, come up, low lunge. Exhale, bring the hands back. Look forward as you bring the foot back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Low lunge, other side. Left foot comes forward, right knee drops. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, bring the hands back. Once again, try to do the discipline of only halfway in chaturanga, if possible. Upward facing dog. Pull the chest through. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press the hands strongly into the mat here. Feel the spine lengthen forward as you lift your hips up higher and firm the thighs back. Really press the hands strongly into the ground. Take a quick peek and make sure your index finger and not your middle finger is the one facing forward. All right, high up on the toes, your way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sit on that chair, squeeze the thighs together. Lift up, maybe keep the hands separated to keep your shoulders relaxed. Exhale, come straight back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands, your way back. Remember, you can always modify any time. There's Cobra, there's Shavasana, downward facing dog. All right, modification again. Step the right foot in between the hands, drop the left knee. This time, inhale, lift up the hands. Then as you exhale, straighten the front leg. Swing the hands back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, straighten. Try to keep the energy in your middle line. So inhale, expand. Then exhale, pull it all back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. As you come forward, push the foot into the ground, push the knee. Exhale. On this one, we're going to inhale. Just take a big, deep breath here. Inhale, expand the chest. Feel the knee and the foot firm as your base, your body lift up out of your hips. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step back through your plank. Time for your vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Pull the chest through. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward. Same thing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Try and keep the shoulders relaxed. Inhale. Exhale. And let your gaze go where your chest is going. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. I never count. Exhale. So maybe one more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Lift the hands up. As you push the chest up, just linger here for a second. Breathe in your back bend and then bring the hands down. Go through your vinyasa. Woo. Starting to build heat. Upward facing dog, pull the chest through, shoulders down the back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, look between the hands, step, jump, float it up, your choice. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sit on that chair, Utkatasana. Really feel it in your ankles. And then exhale, straight back down. All right, last sun salutation B. This time a full one. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Warrior one this time. Right foot comes forward. Left heel drops 45. Inhale, lift the hands up. Either together or separated if your shoulder needs it right now. Through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one the other side. Inhale, come up. Pull the left hip back. Bring the hands down. Maybe a different version this time. I'm just going to do a little cobra instead. Downward facing dog.
Breathing. So really starting to warm up now. So try to come back to your breath. All right, let's get this over and done with. Yeah, look between the hands. Step, float, set, float, jump, handstand forward. Your choice. Exhale, forward fold. Sit on your chair, Utkatasana. And then stand up. Samasthiti. All right, take a little bit of a step back and come back into Utkatasana. All right, in Utkatasana, I am loving having my hands apart right now because I really don't feel like I need more stress on my shoulders by bringing the hands together. But if you're traditional, go for it. Do your thing. Right, in your Utkatasana though, maybe feel like while your big toes are together, feel like you're ripping the feet apart on the mat. Like there's that tension there, there's that energy, and engage the thighs. Try to sink a little bit lower. All right, come up high on the toes and then squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then sink the heels, come back up, Utkatasana. So come up high on the toes, squeeze the shoulder blades together for Diver's Pose, and then come back up, Utkatasana. Once again, one more, squeeze the shoulder blades together, keep everything engaged and lifted, Utkatasana. And then exhale, forward fold. Your chance to do crow back. So come up high on your toes, separate the knees. If you know what you're doing in crow, any kind of transition's good. Maybe you want to try and do a tripod transition, or maybe start trying to float one leg off the ground. If you're new to crow, just follow me here, bring the knees over the triceps and just feel what it's like here to begin to play with bringing your shoulders forward in space, and you feel the weight starts to shift in your hands. Crow's really super scary to begin with. It's often one of the first arm balances we learn, and it's one of the first arm balances we learn. It's not an easy one. You have to kind of be willing to go off that cliff of certainty of bringing that weight forward. So just bring it forward, and then maybe you can squeeze the feet together, start to lift them up. If you're new to it, really keep your elbows bent to start off with before you start to straighten. Considerably more difficult. And see what happens. Maybe also sometimes a pillow in front of your head really works. I know that's definitely what I did for years before I got the confidence. All right. Your chance to come back however you like. I'm just going to pop my feet down, then step back to my plank. Whew. Crow's very hard actually if you hold it for a few breaths. Upward facing dog, pull the chest through, really feel the fingertips gripping, feel the back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, right leg lifts up nice and high. Let's start off our flow a little bit here. Step the right foot in between the hands. Keep the left heel lifted as we come up to Crescent Lunge. Lift the hands up and then straighten the back leg so you're in this long pyramid, but keep the thighs zipping together. Bring it down. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. As you bend down a little bit, you can also bend the back knee a little bit too, just for a little bit less pressure on the knee. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Keep the belly engaged for better balance. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. On this one, as you straighten the front leg, really feel all four corners of your front feet, and then begin to hinge at the hips and then come forward in space. Fly the hands behind you, start to look down until your belly touches the top of your thighs. Then in this really long, weird balancing pyramid pose, just work on squaring the hips together so you feel like your inner thighs are scissoring together. Breathe here. All right, take a deep breath in and bring the hands out so the biceps are in line with the ears. Woo, start to challenge the balance. And then exhale, drop the left heel, sweep the left hand back, come into a warrior two. All right, so you might need to readjust a little bit. Just check it out. See the big toe on the inside of the thigh. Then lift the chin after you've checked your back. Arms not doing anything crazy. And then reach the fingertips. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Straighten the front leg. Maybe walk the back foot in a little bit.
But for the most part, I really like cueing quite a long Trikonasana. Takes the emphasis off grabbing the toes and instead keeps you focused on opening up the chest and lifting up and out. Trying to find length out of the hips, even in a side balance. Keep the thighs firm, the legs pressing into the ground as you lift the chest up and out. All right, bend the right knee and then come back up to reverse warrior. Open up the chest to the front of the room. Your head can go back a little bit, looking at your right fingertips. And from here, keep the legs as they are and then begin to bring your right hand down on the inside of the right foot. Then open up the left hand towards the ceiling, maybe even to the front of the room. Your choice. Open the palm up, open the shoulder. If you want to take a bind here, you can go for it as well. But also, this is just perfectly fine as is. All right, look down at the mat and then bring the left hand down, lift up the back left heel, and then open up to a really easy side twist. But reach and lift up and out here and firm up your back leg. Make sure that the hips are lifting up and not sinking down, so everything's active. From here, come onto the outer edges of both feet. You might need to bring your left hand forward a little bit. Then sink the hips down and then come back up. Press the hips up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Press the hips up high on the mat. Really firm the left shoulder. Reach the right fingertips and then bring the right hand down. Come onto your feet as normal and come into a lizard lunge. In your lizard, if you want to come down on your forearms, that's totally fine. If you haven't quite got the space, bring the hands up. Even if you have got the space, it's really nice to still do some kind of posture like this. Sometimes you might feel something a bit different. Breathe here. All right. You can also move back and forth a little bit, your choice. Get your breath back because we're about to start a bit of cardio work. All right, no surprise to you if you've been to my classes before. And if you haven't, I'm sorry. But don't try and have fun. All right, so you can either step the feet back and forth like so. If you're feeling more energetic, we can start to build on what we did with our warm-up, which is just pushing into the ground to switch legs. Just a few. For 3, 2, press the ground away. 1, come back. Then from here, step the left foot forward. Drop the butt down into a Molasses Squat. From here, lift the chest up. Really use your elbows to push your legs back. And engage your belly so you're lifting your chest up and out. All right, try to come onto the outer edges of your feet. You're probably sinking your ankles a little bit. And then from here, we're going to try and lift our hands up. Maybe you can do in a little Kali Mudra, a little water pistol. But you can also just have your hands straight up. Prayer position. Slowly come up. Resist the urge just to push all the way up because it's easier. I know it's easier, but I want you to do it the hard way to really feel it. And part of what you can do through yoga is you go slowly, bring the prayer down, inhale, back up. Because you can go through these moments that feel kind of frustrating, like now, feel kind of hard, and keep them in perspective and realize, well, it doesn't really matter if my thighs are shaking. It doesn't really matter if my face has turned bright red or if my hair looks ridiculous, because it's just yoga. And that teaches us to try and become in other things in life which maybe don't matter. All right, last one. Inhale, come all the way up, but slow. All right, bring the feet in just a little bit, feet parallel. Exhale, forward fold. Little rest here. Peace fingers around the big toes. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. pull on the big toes. Feel the elbows come out to the side and drop the head. You can keep your knees bent here quite a lot. It's just a forward fold. There's no cookies for a pancake flat fold here. Just do what feels good for you and makes you feel something in your hamstrings. All right, inhale, halfway lift. From here, you can step, jump, float it back. Don't worry so much about your feet being together. Upward facing dog. Pull the chest through. Downward facing dog. Other side. Left leg lifts nice and high. Step the foot in between the hands. Crescent lunge, come up again. All right, straighten the front leg. And we start to do those squats. I'm going to keep my right knee, my back right knee here, bending quite a bit as it comes down. Just a little bit easier on the knee. And from here, we're just opening up the hip flexors a little bit more, warming up the legs. Doesn't really matter where you breathe in or out. Just keep breathing. Don't pass out. That would be terrible. All right. Come up to a straight position. Get your balance, better than me. Bring the hands back. Begin to hinge at the hips. So really feel like you're just keeping everything straight. All four corners of your left foot are working. They're feeling the balance. Spread your toes. Suck the belly in. Come to a point where you can feel your belly on the top of your thigh. Pull the shoulders back. Gaze forward and try and scissor the legs forward to feel the deep stretch here, as well as the balance challenge. All right, inhale, hands come up, maybe biceps in line with ears for just a second. And then drop the right heel, bring the right hand back. Warrior two. All right, get your warrior two into position. Firm the shoulder blades into the back. Reach your fingers with such emphasis and feeling to it that you feel the fingertips start to tingle. So strong legs, purposeful hands, relaxed shoulders. All right, straighten the front leg. Walk the back foot in just a tiny bit, or do what you like, your practice. And then open up into your Utkatasana. So really feel like, if you feel like you're folding down, really get to a point where you can use the back of your hand to create a little bit of tension there, to open your chest up. Drop the left hip underneath your right hip. Pull the shoulders back in space. Look up at your right hand. Breathe here. You should feel your core in this position. All right, bend the left knee. Let's come up to a reverse warrior. Inhale. Open the back up. Begin to circle the chest up and around. And then left hand comes down wherever you like in Utkatasana. Shoulder in line with the knee. Right? If you want to put your hand on the outside of the foot, that's good too. Remember, there's a bind here for you if you want. If you're doing the bind, just drop the left elbow underneath the thigh, and that will help you actually get the bind. If you don't get the elbow down, you can't actually circle the arm around. So that's the trick. Couple more breaths here. Circle the chest open. Keep pushing the shoulder against the thigh. All right, right hand down. Walk the left foot out a little bit, maybe to give you a bit of space. The left hand comes up, twisting and turning, scissoring the thighs together while lifting the hips up and out. The thighs are still firm. You can really just hang out in this posture, which is cool, but maybe put a little bit of effort for this one. All right, so outer edges of both feet. I'm going to readjust my hand a little bit. Sink the hips down. And then inhale, come back up. Sink the hips down. So you should really be feeling it around here. If you don't feel it, might not necessarily mean that you're not doing it right. Some people, you tend to feel stretches where you're tight, so maybe you're just not so tight. So don't just automatically think I'm not doing it right. But if any of these things confuse you, just drop me a message. Maybe we can work it out. All right, circle the left hand down. Drop the right knee for a second. Find a lizard lunge that works for you. I'm just going to move a little bit more in this one because I can feel that my left hip is definitely a bit tighter today. All right, ready to do these jump switches? Remember, stepping back and forth is always there, or just ignore me completely. I'm not there to know that you're not doing it, but I'm pretty sure that you can. Just a few seconds of effort. And what's that in the middle of your day? Not much, so just give it a go. For 3, 2, 1, let's come back. And then step the right foot forward. Sink back into Molasses. All right, so this time, let's add in a little bit of a spine stretch. Right hand grabs the left ankle. Reach the left hand forward as much as you can. So really reach up and out of the hips, and then circle from your spine up. Don't use your hand to pull you up in space, but really feel the circle of the twist as in you're working the spine. And then use your right shoulder to push your right leg back. Don't let your right leg collapse. If you want to grab a bind here, you can, but more than anything, I just want to see you trying to open up the chest a little bit and not let the leg collapse in. All right, and other side. So left hand grabs right ankle, right hand comes forward. Make sure that the left leg doesn't collapse in. It's going to want to. Open up. So really try and activate from the middle of your spine here, opening it up, rather than using your hand to pull your spine into place. Once again, push that left knee out. It's wanting to collapse in. All right, exhale down. Okay, from here, if you want to do a little jump up into a handstand, you can go for it. You can also just do a little tap tuck or whatever. Just maybe anything to energize the body. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, let's just do one more flow either side. A little bit of add-on before we end up circling it down into some back bends. And then you're done. All right, right leg up nice and high. Step the right foot in between the hands. We come up to high lunge again. No squats this time. Well, squats in a different way. But inhale here. Straighten the front leg. Bring the hands back. Hinge forward once again. Not so far this time, but start to bend into the right knee and then come up into Warrior 3. So in Warrior 3, really try and lift up the back leg from the inside of the thigh rather than from the outside. Drop the left hip down. Find a space on which you can just focus. All right, kick the left heel up. All right, so, and then push and flex the foot, and then push the foot towards the ceiling, like you're trying to actually balance a tray of delicious drinks on your foot. Don't lift the tray up and don't drop it. All right, from here, keep engaging the thigh, activating the quad. Bend the right knee a little bit, but keep that foot flexed up and then straight. Bend the knee and then straighten. Bend the knee and straighten. Certainly building heat now. Bend the knee and then straighten. Bend the knee quite a lot. Try and hover in this position. Kick up that left foot. Woo. And then straighten all the way up. Pull the left knee into the chest. Reset for a second. Hug the knee in. Straighten the chest. Engage the belly. And then straighten the left leg forward. Hold here. For 3. Try and keep it high. I'm not doing a great job. 2. And 1, swing it back, step back, Warrior 2. Take a breath here, inhale and exhale. Inhale to Utkatasana and then exhale. Inhale to reverse warrior and then exhale. Inhale to side angle and then exhale. Bring the hands down, inhale to side twisted lunge and then exhale. Let's exhale the hips down and then inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. On this one, maybe grab the big toe with your peace fingers or grab the knee or anything else. Really make sure that your left hand is solid into the ground, and then come up into some version of side angle. I'm just going to grab my knee. If you've got super flexible hamstrings, maybe you've grabbed your big toe and you're straightening your leg. Or maybe you're just doing some kind of cool starfish version. Hold here for a couple of breaths. All right, step the left foot just gently outside the leg. Lower the hips down for just a second, and then press back up to some version of wild thing. How much you open your chest in this position is up to you. Maybe you're finding a deep back bend. Maybe you're more off to the side, feeling it more in the side body. All right, lower the hips, bring the right hand down, lift the right leg up nice and high. And then exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale up, right knee, right tricep. Inhale up, right knee, right tricep. From here, you can either find Ekapada Koundinyasana 2 or just hold it for a couple of breaths. If you're finding Ekapada Koundinyasana 2, I'll show you on the other side how it looks. I haven't got room there to straighten my leg. You just begin to shift the weight forward, lift the leg up, try and stay for 5 breaths. That's the hard part. Lift up the back leg as much as you can before finding any kind of transition. If you haven't done that, we all come back together, right leg comes back up again. And then step the right foot on the outside of the right hand. Whew. Drop the left knee. Take a couple of breaths here. If you didn't get Ekapada Koundinyasana 2, or if you were like, what the hell, I don't even know what that is, I'll show you on the other side. Also, lots of great tutorials all over YouTube which really break down these postures for you. It's how I learned a lot of postures. I didn't have access to a yoga studio for many years, and so I learned off YouTube. Of course, it really helps to be in a shala and work with a teacher, but in the absence of that, it's amazing actually what you can get done. And as always, I'm really available if you ever want to message me if you have any questions. All right, let's not give up now. Left hand on the outside of the mat. Lift up the back knee, and just like we did in that twist before, reach the right hand forward. Like you're reaching for something way more enjoyable than this yoga class. All right, bring the left knee in. Try and keep the butt off the ground. Bring the fist in towards the chest, a little pump. And then let's step back. All right, come forward and back. Look, I got you doing cardio work in some kind of non-yoga capoeira style thing before you've even realized it. Stay with me. For 3, compress the knee into the chest, work the core. 2 and 1, hold it here and lower the butt down. This is your rest. Hug the knee into the chest, let the foot drop out to the side, and then open the chest up, settle the hips down, forward fold into a super relaxing Shavasana A. Feel your heartbeat. Try it, slow it down with your breath. Expand your upper back with every inhale. Okay, more opportunities to rest here. So we're just going to swing the left leg back, finding a pigeon pose. If you want to do Ekapada Utkatasana, you are more than welcome to go for it, or any version of mermaid. Just get yourself in position first and lift yourself up. So even if you kind of come into sleeping pigeon, you can lower your hips down. But if you're doing the back bend, really encourage you to lift your chest up towards the ceiling, lift up and out of your hips in order to engage the back bend. Either way, make sure that your leg's not doing anything crazy and you're not relying on one hip or the other. And if you're like me, enjoy your rest. If you are doing the back bend, try to get a few breaths in. It is quite a deep back bend. And finding the breath in back bends is usually quite challenging. So once you're there, lift your belly up and try to fill your lungs. Try to keep your eyes open too. Stare at a space, but try to keep your eyes open. All right, let's come back out. Bring the hands down by the side. Just step back to plank. Lower down through your chaturanga. Remember to look forward. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last side. All right, left leg comes high. Step the left foot in between the hands. Come up to crescent lunge. Lift the hands up, take a couple of breaths here. Before straightening the front leg, and then once again hinging at the hips, finding length in the body, feel the crown of the head moving forward as your thighs move back. Then begin to bend the left knee a little bit, and then find balance in your warrior three. Keep your chest up in warrior three. Try to get your head as far away from your toes as possible. All right, so kick the right foot up again. We're doing this one again. So balancing the tray of drinks on the other leg. Kick the foot up. So really have to engage your thigh here. Keep the chest lifting, and then bend the left knee. Keep lifting the right thigh. Keep the right foot flexed. Straighten up. Bend and straighten. I am sweating buckets. Bend and straighten. I hope you are too. Bend and straighten. One more, because we're all having such fun. Bend and straighten. Then pull the right knee into the chest. Hug it in. Reset. Feel the hips press forward. Then engage the belly. Lift up the right leg. Lift the chest up. Press the hips forward. Engage from the belly. Try not to lean back. All right, step it back. Warrior two. Whoop. Get in position for warrior two. Inhaling and then exhaling. Utkatasana. Inhale. Look at your hands. Exhale. Reverse warrior. Inhale and then exhale. Side angle. Inhale and then exhale. Right hand comes down, left hand up. Inhale and then exhale. Outer side edges of the foot. Come down. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Hold it here. Maybe you grab your big toe. Maybe you just grab your knee. Try not to lose your balance. Try not to stop breathing like I've stopped doing. So I'm just going to come back up to my knee. Maybe just open up the hands and the feet. Also, this kind of Utkatasana is enough hard work as it is. Do what suits you. And then when you're ready, step the left foot behind. Sink the hips for just a little second to be able to reset. Press back up. Keep the left leg bent for some kind of version of wild thing. Drop your head, relax your shoulders, and then just let your fingers drip down towards the ground and just look at your fingers. That will help open you up. Sink the hips a little bit, flip over, bring the left hand down, left leg sweeps all the way up. Left knee, left tricep. Inhale up. Left knee, left tricep. Inhale up. If you've tapped your knee all the way to your tricep, you've really got the essential part of koundinyasana 2 down. So bring the left knee back on top of the tricep. From here, look down, shift into chaturanga arms, straighten the leg, and then shift the weight forward, and then try to lift the back up. It's okay if your cheek comes down to the ground. Mine's not quite there, but it's pretty damn close. Hold it for a few breaths before some kind of version out. Downward facing dog. No matter where you've been in the posture, sweep the left leg up. Set the left foot on the outside of the left hand. Come into a lizard lunge. Get your breath back for a couple of seconds. Breathing in and out. All right, last really hard bit of work. Right hand on the outside of the mat to give you a bit of space. Lift up the back knee. So lift up once before like we did right at the start of the class. Reach the left hand forward, really knitting so many different parts of different postures together. Hug the knee in, bring it through, step back. Suck the belly in, kick it, and bring it back. And again, whoo, and bring it back. Press, kick, and back. I'm sure that none of us look as cool doing this. It's what we think we do, but at least it's a good workout. All right, that's enough. Drop the heel down. Hug the knee in for a second. Lift the chest up. Drop the knee down. Lift the chest up. And then once again, the ultimate relaxation of Shavasana A. So in Shavasana A, tiny twist of the body because you're folding your sternum, the bony bit above your that protects your heart, towards your shin. It doesn't matter where you grab. Okay, inhale, lift up, relax the body, swing the right leg around. We're finding pigeon again. So once again, your time to play around. If you have an open back, open chest, you might find mermaid is accessible for you, maybe even enjoyable. And maybe you can start to work on king pigeon in this position too. Otherwise, no matter where you are, you can begin to relax the body down. And if you are going into the back bend, I recommend after you do the back bend, you come down for a couple of relaxing breaths in the forward fold. All right, inhale, come back up. And then step it back. Come through Vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And then we're going to lower back through to plank. Let's make it a slow descent to the mat. Just a little bit of shoulder strengthening before we go into our back bends for a count of 8, 7. Keep everything engaged. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, once again, shake your hips out. So we're going to maybe grab a drink of water first. That's what I'm going to do. So we're going to try out a couple of back bends today, and the peak posture is a really advanced back bend, and it's one that I can't do the fullest version of, and no matter how much it's at the end of the third series of the Ashtanga series, the end of the third series. So that's a real indication of how much of a challenging back bend it really is. And it's King Cobra. And so as we work progressively towards it, I just want to remind you that it's just because you don't get your head on your feet, which is the ultimate expression of King Cobra, doesn't mean that you're not doing the posture, and certainly that you're not feeling the posture. So if you try to think about more of every posture in yoga has a purpose. And so in this, we're really trying to open the thoracic spine and, utilize the thighs, the power of the core to lift up and up out of the pelvis. And you can do all of that and not get your feet on your head. And I would just say that for those people who can get their feet on their head because they were born with, like a naturally open spine, and they've certainly worked towards it because, very few people can just go straight into it. And that is amazing and wonderful.
but there's no extra enlightenment to be had from it. You can feel the posture just fine by doing a version of it, and I certainly am so far away from it, and you'll see. But it doesn't mean that I don't put it in my practice just because I can't do the version that you might see on Instagram or on the internet or something. But let's start off by warming the back up a little bit more for it with some rolling cobras, fingertips on the outside of the shoulders, elbows up. Keep your legs nice and engaged. I'm going to keep my feet apart. If your back is fine and open, you might want to put them together. But I like to keep my feet apart just because I have a bit of lower back pain. All right, inhale, come up. Exhale, down. Inhale, come up. Feel the chest start to pull through. Exhale, down. As you come up, feel the belly engage. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. This time, inhale up, stay here for a second. And then we're going to come down halfway, look sort of down rather than straight forward, and then bring the hands back. Right, keep the belly engaged, almost like you're pulling your core off the mat, and then float your legs off the ground. Stay here. See if you can lift your legs a little bit higher. All that work we've done engaging our thighs, trying to pull the thighs up. Keep working it here, keep sucking the belly in. All right, bring the hands forward. Stay here for a few more seconds. Lift the arms up, lift the legs up for 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Maybe you need to rock your back out a little bit. Okay. One more round of that. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Remember, if it doesn't feel right, just back off. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. The goal is a healthy spine, not a super flexible spine. So if it doesn't feel right, don't take the risk of damaging anything. Only you know what feels right in your body. Inhale. All right, come down halfway. Same thing, hands back. Engage everything, engage the belly, float the legs off the ground. Feel the back start to work. All right, hold here with the legs up a little bit higher. Woo! All right, hands come forward. You can just hear my breath shaking because it's so hard. Lift everything up a little bit, maybe the arms over the ears, and then exhale down. All right, maybe you want to do a Vinyasa just to relax the spine out a bit. You can also stay in place if you want. All right. From here, a couple of rounds of bow. Kick the legs up and then take the hands back. Grab the outsides of the ankles. All right, flex the feet. So from here, remember how we did the warrior 3 posture with the feet flexed and we're pushing the foot up towards the ceiling. So really feel like someone's come down to you and they're pushing down their heels and you've got to push that away. Activate the thighs as you lift up. Engage the belly, lift up a little bit higher. So really activate the quads. Push that heel away. Push the tray up towards the ceiling. Keep the foot flexed. Try to keep breathing. And relax down. All right. Maybe relax the hips a little bit. Rock them from side to side. Maybe relax the neck. Okay, you can do the same thing. You can also grab on the inside of the ankle. If you're doing that, take your hands out in front and then just fly them back. All right, so your thumbs are facing up rather than your thumbs facing down. Open shoulders rather than closed shoulders. All right, so from here, definitely find this challenging. You can lift up again. If you've grabbed the inside of the ankle, push the ankle against the hands, hands against the ankle, to really create that pressure there to lift up. And maybe try and stay a couple more breaths. Try to breathe. Don't hold your breath. Well done. Come back down. Oh, all right. Big toes together. Keep the knees apart. And come back to a wide-legged child's pose. If you like to throw a Vinyasa in there, because you know it's good for your practice, go ahead. So you can do that once again, or you can try and join me for a version of King Cobra, whatever that looks like. Almost certainly might look deeper than mine. would say guaranteed, but stay with me and maybe just try it out. Remember, any point, if it doesn't feel right, just back off. It's a super, super, super deep back bend and one that should be approached with caution. All right. So from here, bring the hands down underneath the shoulders, and you want to keep your elbows bent in King Cobra at all time, right? So remember not to straighten up too much. Try and keep the pelvis down a little bit. In fact, it can help to sort of be in the kind of like legs down the ground, upward facing dog, all right? And then, so pull the shoulders back. All right, from here, lift up the feet. Now, so for a lot of you, so for some of you, you might already be quite close because you have an open thoracic spine and you have just a generally open, flexible body. In which case, and in any case, work on trying to lift the body up and out of the pelvis. So drag the hands back, feel like you're pulling your hands back towards you and begin to lift up. And don't think about your goal being just to pull your head back, dumping back lumbar, but rather think about your goals being putting your chest up on the ceiling. So lift up and out, all right? So if you're quite a fair distance back, you might be able to start here now, really starting to engage the thighs and pushing them into the ground to activate a bit of a deeper lift. But go easy. As you can see, I'm pouring with sweat. I'm shaking to hell. This is really, really tough. Open the chest up by pulling it through. Don't force the legs by pushing them too much. Just activate them, engage more, thinking about tightening that space in between your belly button and your pubic bone. Just make that small and use it to lift up. And then when you're done, back to that wide leg child's pose. Woo. I certainly need a child's pose after that. I can definitely feel like I've worked my back. And as my Ashtanga teacher used to say, and it sounds kind of cheesy, but he would say like, there's nowhere to go. There's just the journey that you're on. And when you work into these deeper postures, that becomes really apparent after a while. Because you might not ever get to, there's not an end goal to get through. It's just the journey of being on it and feeling it. And trying just to get the mind to be grateful for that experience rather than having an ultimate goal of trying to do whatever posture it is. All right, from here, let's do rabbit just to relax the back a bit more. So I'm coming onto the top of my head right here. If you feel okay in the crown of your head, you can keep your hands down here. So if you're not used to doing any kind of headstand, this is a great way to start to build up the strength in your neck, because with any headstand, you do ultimately put a little bit of pressure on your head, and so you have to get used to it. So this is a good way to start. If you feel comfortable, you can grab a clasp. Just slow your breath down. Only a couple more postures to go. I'm just going to do a headstand here. Interlace the fingers, have the elbows so they're underneath the shoulders. Think of it as a triangle shape, and your head goes, the crown of your head, just what you're on top of, goes down. So your chin should be quite tucked into your chest. If you're new to headstand, maybe just to start off with, press the forearms into the ground, just be comfortable on the top of your head, not too much pressure on your head, but really feel the engagement in the forearms. I know it's so tempting to kick up. God knows that I certainly kicked up for a couple of years doing headstands before I really started seeing my Ashtanga teacher. And ultimately the lesson from that for me is that it's really difficult to have a solid headstand if you're relying on kicking up. So if you put the work in, I promise you'll be worth it. All right, lift the knees up. Maybe this is all you'll go today. If you're more proficient in headstand, work towards coming up.
find the meditation in the headstand. Just focus on one point and slow your breath down. And stay as long as you like. From here, we're going to do just a couple more postures and then Shavasana. So if you want to keep your headstand for much longer, do so. Otherwise, shift your hips up and over your shoulders to slowly hinge your hips back down. I'm just going to come through to a forward fold. In the forward fold, you can really make it active by engaging and pulling the toes back to you and pressing the thighs into the ground, elongating your spine, or you can just fold over a little bit more relaxed way and just make it a bit more restorative. Either way, relax your shoulders, relax your neck. Inhale, come up, and then just curve your spine to come down. You can take shoulder stand or just legs straight up. If you're doing shoulder stand, just lift your hips up, bring your hands on your lower back, walk the elbows in, and then from there, try and find once again that line of energy between your big toes, in between your calves and all the way through your thighs up to your navel. You can do that also with legs up the wall. And just with either, maybe keep them to the point where you start to feel blood coming out of your ankles. One last posture, actually second last posture. Press the hands into the ground, Halasana. Bring the feet over the top of the head. If your feet touch the ground, you can start working on having the toenails on the ground, straightening the legs. You can also just keep the knees bent, maybe on top of the forehead, hands on the lower back if that feels better for you. Any version of is good. Maybe no version if it doesn't feel right for you. When you're ready, hands out on the ground, use them as brakes to slowly unfurl the spine. Feel every vertebrae in your body as you roll down. And then slowly start to come into your Shavasana. Stretch the legs out. Maybe before you settle down, reach the fingertips up overhead, point the toes, inhale. And then exhale, pull the shoulder blades down the back. Get in space, open the palms up towards the ceiling. Take this time once again just to reflect on how awesome it was that you put in this effort today. There is so much going on right now. I'm so proud of you for taking this time and trying to get through yet another yoga class. I hope you had a good time, and I hope to see you again soon someday. Thanks guys, see you next time.